Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Essentials.TF monthly tournament here, sponsored by Twitch. It is the grand finals now, Froyotech versus Ascent, the two top teams of North America going at it for that nice big prize pool of a total $900. First place walking away with 600, second place with 3, so 300 obviously. So this is an important match happening right here. It is a best of 3. Our maps are Gully Wash, Snakewater, and Granary. If you followed TF2 at all, really, you should know who these teams are, who these players are. But Mela, do we want to walk down these rosters for anybody who's new here?
Yeah, so over on the Ascent side, you have, of course, Badonsky on demo, been around since the inception of the team. Nursey on medic. Scouts are going to be Corson Slemnish. Roamer is Marmaloo, upcoming Roamer superstar, and Patty on the Pocket Soldier.
And of course, on Froyotech, I mean, their roster, it's a little bit new this season, but they've got Banny and Eric as their scouts. They're going to have Blaze as their seasoned roamer. Yomps, the new addition to their roster, playing Pocket. And then they're going to have Habib on Demo Man, and subbing in for Shade for this tournament, they've got Cookie Jake playing medic for them, as Shade couldn't make it or something for this tourney. So despite having a sub, I mean, Froyotech's play hasn't been hurt at all by that. In this tournament so far, they are undefeated, and I don't think anybody's gotten a round off them yet. So they've had a very dominating time in this tournament. They faced Ascent in the Swiss, the last round of the Swiss tournament, and it was a very strong showing by Froyotech, a 5-0. Hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit more of a fight put up by Ascent in this game.
Yeah, Ascent had a horrible showing against Froyo yesterday. There's no beating around the bush there. That's what it is. I mean, they got 5-0'd in quick fashion, and hopefully for their sake today, and mine, they could play a bit better. One of the main problems seems to be just mids. They were just getting destroyed. That was at least on process yesterday. But what's interesting is, as well, these teams haven't faced off in a match until yesterday. They've been playing a whole lot of scrims against each other, which people have seen on various streams, I'm sure, etc. But they've never actually played a match since this new Ascent roster was formed and Froyo got Yomps until that one yesterday. And now this is going to be a serious outing for both of them, as we're going to be able to see possibly up to 3 full maps of what should be the 2 best teams going at it. Because I believe even in ESEA, it'll still be a couple weeks until they face each other for the first time. So this is really the first taste you're going to get of the 2 top NA teams going at it.
Yeah, it's kind of the first and the last taste before TF2's biggest event of the year, Esports Arena's Rewind 2, happening next weekend, of course. And these 2 teams, 2 of the top contenders to win it all. Obviously, Ascent are playing with a little bit different roster at Rewind compared to what they're playing with here, but the core 4 players is still going to be the same. So this is going to be an interesting preview to that LAN with a fair bit of money on the line. So everybody's going to be trying their hardest, and it should be a really exciting game here. I would hope that Ascent can put up a bit of a fight, especially with this current roster that they have. I think it's probably the stronger of the 2 rosters compared to the one they're bringing to Rewind. So if they can put up a big fight here, maybe get some rounds. I mean, it's a best of 3, so maybe win a map, maybe win 2. I mean, this isn't in the bag for Froyo just like that. Then this could be a really, really interesting preview.
Yeah, now Patty actually is on Scout right now, and Slemnish is on Soldier. I'm not sure if they're going to keep that. That is what they had in the last map, and I would assume that the reasoning behind that is Patty wants to get some time in on Scout before Rewind, which is just coming up this next weekend. So trying to get a bit of preparation in, I'm assuming, is the mindset here. But certainly not going to be as strong as him on Soldier and Slemnish on Scout, I'd imagine. Slemnish is certainly, a fair soldier, but he's never actually played a full season of it, as far as I understand. So certainly a bit of a novice to the class, at least at top competitive matches. He's certainly good at it in pugs, but it's tough to convert pug gameplay to match.
Absolutely, but we have the players readied up and rolling out to mid-fight here. So this is the grand finals of Essentials.TF monthly tournament, sponsored by Twitch. Badonsky and Habib getting here first, both rolling out choke. Trying to spam some damage down. Habib eating a lot of damage early, actually. We saw Marmaloo get a bit of damage down on him. Yomps big bomb, taking out Patty for the first frag of this fight. Corsa reconnecting back with Nursey. We see counterbomb from Slemnish, throwing Blaze way up into the air. He's going to get dealt with by Banny, and now Froyotech kind of starting to push in on this point, forcing Ascent out. They leave with 4.
Yeah, good early damage by Badonsky, but it's not going to help as Froyo.
Oh.
They're already on the aggressive, and Yomps gets the pick onto Nursey. Look at this, Froyo players all up in the lobby. Ascent unsure of what position they could even move to because Froyo is just so aggressive. Patty claimed 1 frag, and that's 2. So Yomps and Vanny down. That'll be a slight delay, but Nursey going down is going to be the main issue here for Ascent, as they can't really contest 2. They're going to try Sans heals, but Badonsky's so low, just going to get spammed back by pistol shots. Not much you can do there. Marmalou trying to get a bit of aggression out, but that's not going to pay off either. He's just going to have to retreat, and now Ascent, they're going to be holding last, and because they actually contested 2 there, no one was building up a gun or going to an off class. They are going to get a late pyro, of course, on the heavy, so they're going to want to buff these off classes up and brace for the Uber.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough hold. Of course, the pyro, the heavy, that is going to help them here, but is it going to be enough? That's kind of the question. PJ buffing up his players, going to be leading on Vanny and Habib as they come through this lower area. Taking down Patty as soon as they can. Eric comes in through River, takes him down. Now a lot of time on points. Lemonish is down there trying to contest, but it's not going to be enough. Froyotech just running onto that point, capping it off.
Yeah, they played the Uber perfectly. They just got a ton of ground in last, got the point pressure, and when Ascent had to jump on it, and they themselves were not invincible. Difficult to fight those invincible players there, Corn Pop, so they will go down first round to Froyo. On that last mid, Badonsky had good early damage, but the Ascent bombs just weren't coordinated, and they're going to have to clean that up if they want to take a mid here.
Yeah, this time Badonsky not finding anything with the stickies right off the bat. Marmalou actually with a very early bomb trying to get down onto Habib, but missed that second rocket. Doesn't matter, hits it right after he dies. So that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade onto No Man. Great job by him. Shot of the air, Slemnishes though, and there's a lot of spam happening here on the middle point. Ends up being a 4-on-3 right now. We see Corsa still trying to fight this in with his team, but it looks like at this point the call has been made. They need to back off. Vanny's still sort of on the chase, but he doesn't want to over-aggress here. He knows he's not going to get anything.
Yeah, great early bomb by Marmalou, but Ascent not able to clean up the frags. Just Froyo players doing so much damage there, and Ascent just not able to convert that mid. It looks like they want to contest this, though. They do actually have Uber ad. Cookie Jake not building effectively, so he has to be careful. Eric is in way too deep, so he's going to get picked off, and now Ascent with an opportunity to push mid, one that I'm sure they'll likely take here. It looks like they are going to go choke with the combo of Corsa and Slumnish, evidently. Not the usual combo, but they're going to try to push in here. Or
yeah, you can see one player went drop down. That was Patty. I think they might have just tried to make the scratch for him. He's gotten in the back lines and kind of caused a bit of a distraction, although Eric and Blaze tag team and take him down, making it a 5v6. So we'll see if there's any sort of a response from Froyotech now that they found themselves with this 1-pick advantage. They do seem to be rotating a lot of their players over towards Big Door, but they're keeping Nursey. Oh, sorry, Cookie Jake. Cookie Jake actually now rotating over to the Big Door. So Froyotech still poking in. Blaze now and an opportunity to bomb in through choke. He got kind of denied though, ate a lot of damage early and is taken down by Corsa.
Yeah, now with Blaze down, I'd imagine Ascent will be pushing this time. Yeah, and they are all through choke. Marmalou opens up a lot of space, but now it's a 5v5. Uber actually popped from Cookie Jake way earlier than Nursey, so potential danger zone here for Froyo, except Badonsky caught in choke fighting Vanny. They're going to try to go back and get the pick onto him. Cookie Jake in serious trouble. Corsa commits with the Uber, and now Froyo with some players behind and some stranded on mid. Vanny trying to take this fight to choke, and another scout behind. Vanny wins a 1v1. That's crucial. Slemnish down for the trade, and Eric down in lobby. So chaos all over the map as Froyo went for that back cap, and it looks like now they're going to be just trying to get out of there with their lives. And Cookie Jake did go down. Massive play from Corsa at the end of the Uber, and because of that, Nursey, huge ad. So they'll have an opportunity to take mid now with no Uber fight involved. They're just going to have that 100% charge.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, the issue for their Ascent now is they need to be able to get into this middle point, ideally without popping, or if they do pop, they want to get a lot for it. Because obviously with this big Uber charge advantage, they shouldn't have to do sort of an even push in or anything like that. So they've walked some players in. They've lost Corsa already from a big sticky from Habib. Walked into that trap, was able to get the damage down. So already they're 1 down, and that's going to have to buy some time for Froyotech. Cookie Jake already at 50% Uber charge, so with this 1-player advantage, 2 seconds still on Corsa's respawn, they should be able to push in before Cookie Jake gets 100, but it's going to be kind of close. We'll see if they actually want to attempt it.
Yeah, Ascent is getting incredibly delayed, and Cookie Jake at that 85%. I mean, if Ascent pushes now, Froyo will certainly be able to kite it, get back in with air Uber, so now at this point, it is just going to stalemate out. We can expect Blaze to maybe go for that bomb again through choke, or one play that happens on Gully Wash due to how the flank is set up because of that lower shutter door. Oftentimes, rather than sending in a soldier choke, you can send in a scout and roamer behind, or 1 scout, 2 scouts behind, something along those lines, just to start distracting and try to peel players away from watching the chokes. And that is what they're going to do. Eric, he's in through that lower shutter dungeon door, and there comes Blaze as well. They're 2v1ing Marmalou. He goes down, so Froyo reads the situation well. They managed to take out Marmalou, who thought it was just going to be 1, but it was 2.
Yeah, excellent jump in by Blaze. Perfectly sneaks his way in there and hits that rock that he needs to hit. So now there's 2 players in behind, and Froyotech choose to just pop the Ubercharge off. They find an easy frag onto Badonsky, disconnected from the rest of his team. Banny just kind of sneaks in, gets that one. Now Cookie Jake trying to get out through choke, but he's getting juggled a little bit, and the Ascent Ubercharge is chasing him down. They should get this frag on the Medic Corsa in a 1v1 with him. Slemish comes and cleans it up. They gotta look out for Blaze and Eric and Banny all around here too. They do get the frag on a Cookie Jake, and Nursey going down as well. That is not gonna be good. 2 players left alive on Ascent. They want to be able to get some frags of their own. Get one on Eric there, but still Blaze is in. Another bomb by Marmalou. Good job to get that frag, but he's very low now. Corsa versus Habib. Can he get out? Looks like Habib will surf and be A-okay.
Marmalou coming in clutch there to get the cleanup frags at the end. Ascent read that situation pretty well. They realized there were so many players behind that it was just the combo of Yomps and Cookie Jake in front. So they pressed forward, took out the combo, and then Froyo just had so many more players alive that they managed to get the flank frags. But now Ascent are trying to come in, but Nursey's caught in the elbow right now, not able to heal anyone. Banny just gonna run right in there, take that frag. Marmalou trying to return the favor onto something on mid, but all the frags going in the way of Froyo. Ascent might have rushed that push there, and by might have, I mean the 5 dead members certainly alludes to that being the truth. This is Badonsky on the retreat in River.
Oh yeah, it was a complete collapse. I mean, it started off with Patty being left alone and dying. Now Froyotech are all over the last point. Banny and Cookie Jake are standing on it, and nobody's responding fast enough to stop that. So 2-0 from Froyotech. We're seeing some spanks come out of Ascent, but nothing converting to a round yet.
Yeah, Ascent not able to claim either mid as well. Marmalou had that great pick on Habib at the beginning of the last one, but Ascent just not able to convert that into more frags with their higher damage output classes still being alive. So they're going to need to clean up these mids, or this is looking like Froyo are just going to take a handily win.
Yeah, once again, Habib seeing some pressure on him right now. Blaze down below as well, taking a bit of damage, but big bomb by Yomps. Looks like Marmalou's going to get the first frag onto Blaze down below, with Scout to Froyo as well, taking this low ground. We'll see if that converts into anything for them. Marmalou's down there, who they are going to find, but loses that 1v1. Eric does get taken down, and now Yomps is in a lot of trouble as well. Shot of the air by Corsa, so that leaves only 3 alive, and nobody dead for the side of Ascent. So that was a very successful mid-fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Ascent fixing those problems they had before. No one on the cap, but Corsa is going to run back and get that. Froyo, they're trying to pressure River, and Badonsky down. Potentially 2 down here. Slemnish, he's caught, and he does go down. Marmalou, he's going to try to stall them out, but he goes down as well. The meat shots from Banny. Nursey bombed on, having to force. Oh no, there's almost no way Cookie Jake's going to have to pop this. It's just the one lone scout in here. Patty trying to make something happen in River. Habib blows him up with the pipe, and Cookie Jake 100% disaster for Ascent there. They just got way too aggressive in River, and Froyo just ready to catch those individual players out. It's exactly what they did, getting the cap on middle, and they're already going to be pushing the flank.
And it's just so crazy. When Ascent make one little mistake, and Froyotech just beat them down for it, make sure that everything is punished, and punished to its fullest extent. Yomps trying to get aggressive here, does get taken down by Corsa, so that's maybe a mistake by Froyotech. Losing one of their players here, making it a 5v6. Of course, they still have this Ubercharge advantage. That's going to make it really tough for Ascent if they want to try to do anything here on second. Looks like Froyotech are going to get the cap popped off. Patty's still in this area as well. Loses the 1v1 to Banny, though, and that's going to be 1 down on each side. Ascent sitting back on last, but they do have 100% Ubercharge now.
Yeah, Froyo does have an opportunity to push here with the man down. I wouldn't be surprised if they take it. Ascent no off classes. Banny's trying to peek through the shutter. Habib lower. Here comes a soldier. Looks like they just want to get this force. Nursey's actually dangerously low. Does pop it off. They get the 2 frags, but Cookie Jake, he's going to be retreating out of lobby with 100% charge. So Ascent in a pretty precarious situation once again. They're going to have to try to get this force out somehow.
Yeah, big bomb in, coming in from Yomps, just getting behind Slemnish as well. Kills himself in that jump. Patty coming in from behind, though. Watch out for him. He's going to be on Cookie Jake, but Banny's here trying to take down this threat. Unless Patty can juke around and does get the force out of Cookie Jake, exactly what he needed. Nursey's a little alone, but she's back safe with her team now. So good job by Patty to get that force. Make sure that Nursey's not going to have a giant Ubercharge disadvantage. About 20% ad for them now. Froyotech are looking to maybe peek into last year, but the respawns are up and they can't pull that off.
That was actually an incredibly clutch pipe there from Badonsky. Had Eric on that frag, Froyo would have just stepped on the gas and been in last, but that frag slowed them down completely. Now Ascent, they want to push out. Eric is actually on Spy. He might be able to get this back cap. No one from Ascent on last. Sticky's not on the point, so Ascent need to get this quick. if Eric manages to get behind, oh, this could be tough.
He's got to sneak his way in here. Oh, wow, I think they might have seen the shutter open, and now they're bumping into him, so they definitely know there's a spy, and Eric doing his best to jump around, but not able to dodge the spam of 5 different players coming down at him. Now, Uber Charge popped off onto Corsa. Counterpop from Cookie Jake coming in fairly soon here, so it's going to be kind of a fight here. Nursey's a little bit caught out. There's a lot of Froyotech players, and the Uber Charge is just a little bit longer. She's having to run out through this big door area, but Banny's got her number, and he gets taken down. Cookie Jake, now the last player alive, still back on this last point. Banny and Eric, if this meta gets this cap, okay, thank God, because that would have been a bit of crazy play there. Still 2 scouts alive inside of Froyotech, but they're just eating so much damage. Corsa and Badonsky clean up.
Man, massive play throughout that entire, multitude of fights that happened there from Badonsky. He just put out such huge damage throughout, and that was really the crux of the win there for Ascent. Had he not been able to just hit so much damage from those stickies, might have been a lost fight, but well played to him. And now Ascent looks like they want to come into mid. Even Ubers, this could be dangerous. Forces through the choke. Yam's on the retreat, getting launched back. Soldiers trying to open up space, but Slumnish, he goes down, so does Corsa. This is disastrous for Ascent. They only trade 1 frag onto Habib. Nursey's just out of there, healing nothing. Patty trying to get frags, but at this point, unless it's a frag on the medic, it's essentially irrelevant, and Nursey is all the way out to last, not building this. But luckily, mistake being made on Froyo here is Cookie Jake is actually not building either, so Nursey somehow maintains advantage. That's honestly incredibly lucky for them, and a bit of a squandering of an advantage there from Froyo.
Yeah, they probably don't know that advantage exists, so I doubt they're going to push out with it, but it's going to certainly save them if Froyotech had been able to build an advantage and popped in with it. They're in a much better defensive position now. They're going to bring Corsa up on the Pyro. Patty playing that heavy class as well, so ready for anything that Froyotech can throw at them, but with 90% on the charge of Cookie Jake, we're going to see some sacks or something come in very shortly here. Froyotech trying to get their 3rd round on the board now. Still almost halfway through this match. We're 17.5 minutes left on the clock, so a lot of time for people to get rounds. Both teams have some opportunities here, but it's going to be Blaze from the lower area, comes through river, eats some spam, and of course it takes him down with that pyro. And Eric also sniped by Patty at the exact same time, so with 2 players down, this is a pushing opportunity for Ascent.
Yeah, it looks like they want to try to go through lobby right now. Corsa is actually staying on the pyro, just studying the Mirror Man gameplay from the last match, and he's going to be trying to make something happen there, but looks like Ascent, they're just going to get out of here. They cleared out lobby, but not able to press up any further, and those respawns from Froyo are up, so no chance that they're going to be pushing here. Corsa just going to stay on the pyro. Patty still on the sniper, and actually Marmalou is going spy now, but I think he's just going to check to see what the off classes are. Yeah, that's what he does. So they should be aware that Eric is on sniper right now. So Patty will be trying to get that defensive counter snipe on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a battle of the snipers for now, unless... Okay, that was not a very long battle. Eric gets taken down by Patty with a body shot. Not even ready to fight that yet, but with some good positioning, Patty does take him down. So now it's a 5v6, and Corsa is actually just running up through river and flaming everybody, getting so much damage to the frag on Habib and Blaze. Holy, that's some pyro play if I have ever seen it. Comes in, up through river, gets 2 frags, and they haven't even had to pop Ascent, just with some good damage. Banny's in behind, they gotta watch out for him, and he's doing some damage to Badonsky. It's now a 1v1, Banny versus Patty. Patty's gonna be able to win that one with the help of Marmalou, so thank God. But now they're coming in through the 2nd point, so I'm gonna get the Uber charge popped off on him. It's gonna be a much better Uber charge on the side of Jake. Hopping on Eric as well, trying to escape with that escape plan, but not going to happen for Slimnish. Yomps gets the frag on him. Marmalou surfing down this river area, but there's a lot of Ascent players still here, taking some damage from Froyotech. They have to retreat back to last despite that big pyro play.
Yeah, that play from Banny was so huge there in lower lobby. He got the pick on Badonsky, and then it also simultaneously just wasted so much time. Ascent players had to peel off and try to get that pick on him so he doesn't back cap, and then meanwhile, it was only Slumnish being Ubered, had to force out Cookie Jake, then had to try to retreat, and he just couldn't do it. So Banny just paying dividends there with that flank play. Slumnish going to get the pick on Eric. Point time right now as Blaze is in deep right on the Nursey. Oh, hits the 100 damage rocket, but just barely gets taken out before he can fire another. And now Ascent, they have an opportunity to push here.
Yes, taking down that Blaze threat. It's going to be a good job by the Ascent scouts here, but Now if they're going to try to push out of the second point, they are coming in through big doors, so looks like they want to pop the Uber charge off. Yes, they are going on Corsa and Slumnish, but Cookie Jake is so far through choke already. They should get this frag on a Habib, but he's sort of surfing it really well, and Nursey actually flashing that Uber charge off for herself in a lot of trouble because Blaze is right on top of her, perfectly bombed, and now Cookie Jake pops off, and this is going to be complete carnage on the side of Froyotech. Habib gets one quick one on the Patty, and that leaves only 2 alive. Marmalou and Badonsky running back to last. Another opportunity squandered.
Yeah, Banny in an impossible position somehow got a frag onto Corsa, and once again, it's just he's staying alive for so long that it's allowing Froyo to get in on these fights. Ascent desperate to try to get out on the point. Yomp's weak below. Actually, Blaze so weak as well at that bomb. They're going to get the 2 frags, and they should be able to hold this. Just watch out for the back caps here. Eric going to be getting out of main just with the skin of his teeth. Cookie Jake way out of there, and Ascent 3 down on the side of Froyo. They know that they have to push, and they haven't been able to get 2, but they need to this time. Eric going for a play. He somehow gets Corsa. These delays from Froyo are just allowing them so much time to get the respawns.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just these weird 1v1s. Badonsky tries to jump forward, but gets completely denied in the air. Slumnish as well. Marmalou is coming through big door and perfectly finds Cookie Jake. I don't even know how he managed to find that one, but still gets the medic down for Froyotech. And that's going to be a huge Uber ad for Nursey. She's going to be able to build it up to 100% before Cookie Jake comes off that respawn. So finally, Ascent are off their last point. They're in on second, and now they're looking to come into middle. Eric up on Sniper, though, to try to put a dent in that plan.
Yeah, the Ascent combo are trying to go through choke right now. Eric, he's posted up in the forward spawn, and they go down drop. He gets the body shot on Nursey. And now Ascent, they're just going to need to try to go all in on Cookie Jake. Slumnish caught on that elbow. Hopeless position for him as he's getting attacked from all sides. One lone scout on mid. Patty just meat shot down by Eric, who switched off the sniper after getting that crucial shot. Now it's just Nursey waiting in spawn for the respawning players to start building up that Uber. Just a disastrous situation for Ascent, and just a massive pick from Eric.
It's like every time Ascent seems like they're doing something, they get a really good plan and they execute it really well, and it's going great. And then Froyotech just somehow turns it around on them, and one little mistake happens, and all of a sudden it all gets turned on its head. And then the complete collapse comes out of Ascent, they lose everything, and they haven't lost the 3rd round yet because of it, but this time it might be different. It's a big Ubercharge advantage for Cookie Jake. It's about 40%, so they're easily going to be able to take it in this last point. There is a sentry gun being built up, it's only level 1, and there's a pyro as well to try to block this gun. We'll see Banny taking the Ubercharge now, just getting it onto the point. Marmalou is back behind to try to stop it, and Slumnish bombs as well. There is the pyro now being able to put out some flames, doing a lot of work actually on this class, air blasting everything as well. Of course, is doing a lot of work here, able to air blast the rockets and get so much flame damage as well. Looks like they will be able to hold, but it's not over just yet. There's only Nursey and Marmalou left alive, and with Marmalou going down, this is going to be so tough. Nursey just running after Demo Man. Not this time.
Yeah, Corsa trying his best to just hold on there on that last push, but just barely. They take him down and have just enough health left to claim the rest of the frags. So Froyo, they make it 3-0. Ascent, they won the mid last time. It was the first mid win, but they just got overzealous on the 2 push. They got too aggressive, and solo, just 3 players died, and it just all fell apart from there, and could never push out a last.
Marmalou down super early. He was trying to go for that demo aggression and couldn't quite find Habib playing too smart for that. Patty is sort of in on the medic, and he's kind of jumping around this elbow area out with the melee weapon. Doesn't get what he wanted. Habib did end up dying to the soldier there, so that's a big play. Eric does get the final frag onto Corsa, so that leaves only 2, and they get 1 alive. Badonsky just needs to hit 2 miracle pipes on the medic, but that's a tall order. Cookie Jake hits him with a crossbow.
Yeah, Ascent, their aggression is just all over the place, and honestly, one of the main reasons for that is that for, you know, maybe, I guess, known reasons, I guess Patty wants to practice scout pre-rewind, but their bombs are just all over the place right now, and a lot of that, I'd imagine, is probably because Patty isn't playing Soldier, and the timing is just off, and that's definitely not helping them out at these mids. I mean, among other problems at this point, but they're going to be holding last. Patty on the Engineer, Corsa on the Pyro again. He has been doing work on the Pyro so far. See if they can hold, but Froyo still 40% advantage here.
Engineer and Pyro trying to be up. It's level 2 done. Again, Banny just running onto the point, exactly what he did last time. This time, Marmalou from below does get some damage down to be cleans up. Nursey out with the Ubersaw does manage to switch back to that minigun and pop her Ubercharge off. So staying alive here, and Yomps, one of the last players still alive on his last point. That's a little style on the soldier there, but of course gets that reflect kill. But Cookie Jake, the last player alive, already back on mid. he's not going down anytime soon.
Yep, Froyo getting some respawns. I don't think they're going to want to fight this. It's possible, but unlikely. Ascent, they are going to get the cap here. Eric peeking through choke, just trying to see where these Ascent players are located, and right now that's the combo of Ascent moving towards choke. But at this point, they're just going to build. They have a slight ad, but it looks like they want to get aggressive here and just push flank. Ascent is just no advantage pushing over and over, and so far it hasn't worked, but this time they get the entry pick onto Eric. Froyo players aggressive. The Yops bomb, Blaze bomb, that's 2 down. Slemnish caught in. Shirley going down as well. He does. Badonsky trying to get some damage in, but he's now on the retreat. He's so weak, but he's going to be able to sticky off the door. Minercy just getting out. They have advantage, but that's going to be worthless when assisted Demo Man fighting an entire team. Ascent keep doing these off-Uber pushes into mid, and they're 0 for 3. So hopefully they stop doing that and don't go 0 for 4, because at this point it's just not working out at all.
I mean, they've got to do something. There's only 9 minutes left on the clock, and they're down by 3 rounds. No doubt, in Ascent's minds, this is the match they want to win. That's their goal coming in here, but it just hasn't been working for them. There's a spy on each side, and Marmalou just watched Eric walk straight past him, not cloaked, not disguised. So Ascent are definitely going to be aware that there's a spy, and yeah, they catch Eric out. Perfectly timed from the calls of Marmalou. So because of that, Eric's spy play is going to be pretty tough to pull off now. I think he's just going to run all the way back, but yeah, as I was saying, I mean, Ascent, they got to do something. Froyotech could even just stall for the rest of the game on this point if they really wanted to. I have a feeling that's not their goal, but it is in the cards if that's how they want to play it.
Yeah, Eric just doing his thing here on Spy. Marmalou on the counter Spy. Where is he? Marmalou, he's hiding in lobby right now. He's just sat in that corner. Sees Cookie Jake, but kind of tough position here with all these players in lobby just looking around. I mean, I don't think that they, are aware there's a spy, but certainly a possibility here. Corsa, as we said, on that pyro. Eric is now on the sniper, trying to peek main. A lot of damage coming in, gets really low, but he's going to survive. Marmalou just watching it all unfold from dungeon right now.
Yeah, a lot of spam going back and forth. I think Marmalou has just watched this for like 2 minutes and then decided, no, he's gonna go back and switch off, I think, changing back to his regular class. So that's gonna be a no thank you. Froyotech, they didn't ever see the spy, but they were very suspect of it. They are coming in through this riverside, though. We'll see what they want to actually do over here. They just popping some players up. I think they're trying to make space for Eric. He can go for, this is often sort of the place you'll see a miracle shot happen. He can jump up onto that. They're gonna get the frag on a Corsa, though. Blaze managed to spam out the pyro, and with no pyro, Froyotech might just want to take it in. We'll see what their plan is. It's gonna be kind of hard with that sniper still. They're gonna opt to choose Banny down below, and he's gonna meet Patty. Gets that initial meat shot, but Marmalou's down there to try to clean up, and Banny's going to successfully retreat back to his team. But a lot of players in for Froyotech. Blaze and Yomps both go down.
Yeah, that positioning from Nursey was so good. Yomps bombed where he thought Nursey was, and Nursey was just sitting way back on the pipe. Actually, Eric down now. Look at the health on Froyo. They're so low up top. They do cling the frag onto Slemnish, but Patty and Marmalou have them sandwiched from the backside, so Cookie Jake launched into the skybox. Banny gets the frag onto Badonsky. Oh no, that's not good at all for Ascent. Nursey needed to save him there, and now Corsa trying to take out Banny on the point. He's weak. He does go down. Marmalou fighting in by the rock. He goes down as well, so Ascent, tough position here. It's 2 scouts versus 2 soldiers and a medic. Scout on the flank, that's Eric in right now. Ascent, they're getting bombed on by the soldiers. Patty stuck in, taking damage, but Slemnish now on the respawn, he's in. And Froyo kind of in a position where they have to retreat. Blaze stuck into the rock. He's a doomed man. Oh my god, he somehow gets Corsa. That is actually a massive pick. That should have been simply just Blaze going down, end of story. But Corsa just getting blasted by the rockets, and now Froyo with a player advantage, actually, and Uber's about even as holding mid here.
Alright, that was actually a pretty successful play by Ascent. They managed to walk in and kind of confuse Froyotech. They went underneath, and Froyotech were up top and up a river, so they didn't really know what to do. Suddenly they were down 3 players, and they almost turned it around, but Eric beefed a few shots. He really had Nursey dead to rights, but somehow she was able to survive, and eventually Eric got taken down. So great job by Ascent. Now they need to take it a little bit further, and they need to do it 3 times, and they have 5.5 minutes. So they're not anywhere near done yet, but this is a good start for them now. They want to try to somehow make it into this middle point. And you were kind of talking about how they've been doing a lot of just even Uber pushes. I think that's partly because of the clock factor. But yeah, I mean, it hasn't been working, so they're either going to try it again just because they're scared of this time, or they're going to opt to do something different. Right now, they're doing nothing, and that helps them 0.
Yeah, actually, only 5 minutes left on the clock as you say that. It is possible to get 4 rounds, maybe even 5 in 5 minutes if you go extra fast. Patty is going to be on the sniper. He's looking at a wall at the moment. It's not optimal unless he's wall hacking, of course. Yomps is weak and choke. He is going to go down, and this is as good a time as any for Ascent to push, especially with the clock being where it is. Patty going to try to get that peek in from Big Door. Ascent wasting time here. I mean, it seems like they're forgetting what the rule set is here. 30 minutes only, so they are going to need to go, but alas, they are not.
No, they are. Maybe they get a bit confused here. In North America, usually we play 1 hour-long matches and 2 30-minute halves, but that's not what's happening here, and Corsa going to get dropped into the Ubercharge. The Ubercharge doesn't get popped off because Corsa died so early with the trap, so taken down. But again, that stalls at the push. That's going to waste another like 15-20 seconds at the minimum. Yomp's going to get ready to jump into the second point now, try to make something happen. It's a nice shot on the Slemnish, but does get taken down at the end. Can't follow it up with the air shot, so this is going to be Ascent with this 1 pick advantage. Maybe this time when they try to push in, it'll work. They pop early enough. They don't all die to the sticky trap. They get the force out of Cookie Jake pretty early as well. Slemnish very low, dropped in that Ubercharge, and there's a player in behind. Patty having a real rough time of this. Marmalou maybe trying to come in, save his scout pair. Corsa in as well, but eating a big pipe from Habib, cleaned up by Eric. Now Patty on the ground, also going to get taken down by the scouts of Froyotech. The demo v demo battle happening here right by Choke, but surfing away, Badonsky, not long for this world, does eventually get pistol down by Banny, and that's everybody dead on the side of Ascent.
Just a disastrous trade for Ascent. Their Nursey was getting forced out of Choke from the spam, getting juggled, and just couldn't keep the beam on Slen. He goes down, and then, just Blaze actually had one of the biggest plays in that fight, which was he just chased Nursey so far away that none of the Ascent players were getting healed, and obviously one team getting healed and one team not being healed. You can guess which one wins the fight, so great play by Blaze there, just relegating Nursey to, holding down S as Ascent running out of time. They have to try to make the push. Blaze and Veeb getting frags, Banny pistoling down Slen, and Nursey almost on that Uber. They're going to have to retreat. If Froyo claims their 4th round here, this will be game over for Ascent due to the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's already 2.5. They get the frag on a Yomps, which is nice, but Banny just walking forward, gets Marmalou down here. There's not really enough players up for Ascent to stop these Froyo players from just walking in and doing what they're doing. Banny gets another one there as Eric takes down Badonsky. Still a few alive on Froyotech, 3 up now, charging forward with Banny. They pop the Uber charge off. Uber's already faded on Nursey, but Banny's really not getting anything here. Finally forced out in the river, and he's facing 4 players, eventually dies to Patty, but yeah, this is going to be real tough. 2:15 left on the clock. I don't even think this is possible at this point, Mela. We might just be in garbage time right now.
Yeah, it's I believe it is impossible here for Ascent to win. At this point, all they can do is win 1 round, so Froyo can't say that they lost 0 rounds this tournament, but yeah. Eric putting the nail in the coffin there. That is going to be that for this map. Ascent still yet to take a round off Froyo either yesterday or today, and they're going to have to totally switch up their game plan if they want to show any semblance of fight on the second map. And I mean, a good start to that might be maybe having Slemnish and Patty play their mains.
Well, we'll see. 1:30 left on this clock. You can still get around. We'll see. I'm sure both of these teams at least want to put 1 more on the board. Patty going down very early. Down below, a lot of fighting happening. Eric and Marmalou both get taken down. Oh, stutter there, but that's okay. Still fighting here on mid. Slemnish is taking a lot of damage, and 1v1 with Blaze loses that one. Of course, actually doing a lot of damage here. It's not going bad for Ascent. It's a 3-on-4 right now, including all the respawns. Nursey's so far back, though, and that leaves just Badonsky as Corsa trades out for Yomps. So that's going to be Froyotech winning this, and you can tell they're not in any hurry to go forward. They know it's garbage time.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Badonsky going down on 2. Froyo could 5-0 just to add insult to injury here.
Yeah, that would look better in their stat line. Blaze, Badonsky both getting taken down. That's 1 on each side now. Big aggression from the scout Eric there. Looks like Habib's going to get taken down, which is something. There's a lot of fighting actually still happening on this middle point. Some flanks happening from the Ascent players, but they all get cleaned up by Banny and his friends here. So that leaves just Corsa and Nursey. Corsa's up in Upper River, so going back to last. And Froyotech finally cap off mid.
Yep, Froyo potentially adding 1 more round to the scoreboard here. Patty down in last. Yomps just jumping around as the Uber fades, and Forza trying to get the chase on, fighting him in the lobby, but Yumps going to be healed up by Cookie Jake. Man on the point, 2 men on the point, Uber pop from Nursey. 4 seconds left, Froyo just throwing themselves at the point, but 89% players are standing on it, so it will end in a 4-0. Pretty convincing 4-0, about as convincing as it could possibly be from Froyo. I mean, most of the time that went into that game actually being 30 minutes was due to Ascent just holding last, which is, that's a byproduct of the nature of Gully Wash. Like, pushing Gully Wash last is just not easy. And that was really the only time in this game where Ascent could win any fights, was holding last. So just a pretty poor showing. It's very unfortunate. And, one of the main issues, I mean, there's so many issues, but this roster switch is problematic for many reasons. I mean, obviously Slemnish playing Soldier, that's not his main, and he's never played it in a season of Invite. Patty playing Scout, but Patty's a pocket scout, and Course is a pocket scout. So you have one guy in a weird position that they're not comfortable in. I mean, it's a very, I don't know, seems like an unnecessary switch. I mean, like, if Patty really wants to practice for his Rewind scout position, they should just have Bor and Sai, not mess with their standard roster. It just, I don't know, it's very confusing, doesn't make a lot of sense, and they're getting wrecked because of it. So, I mean, aside from that, though, aside from the issues on that side, the players on Froyo are just, they're making all the right decisions, and they're making huge plays when it counts. That shot from Eric onto Nursey with the sniper was huge. That was one of the only times in the game it looked like Ascent actually could, just grasp momentum barely, and Eric with the body shot onto Nursey just sealed the deal. And then aside from that, I mean, just they were running over the flank, and just all around Ascent just couldn't really find any good situations.
Looking at the stats here real quick, the top fragger of the server was Patty with 26, but I think Banny outshined him overall. 25 frags, so losing in that respect, but 327 DPM next to 209. That's quite more substantial difference there. So, yeah, Froyotech, I mean, their stats all look pretty good. Kills-wise, it's a little more spread out. Corsa did well with 22, and 251 DPM isn't awful. But Donsky hitting the highest DPM on his team as well, but pretty low on frag. It's pretty standard for a demo man. So I'm not seeing anything crazy out of these stats. 8 deaths to 5 when you compare Nursey and Cookie Jake. Both relatively low, so not a huge deal with either of those. But yeah, overall, I mean, Froyotech just showing their dominance over their rivals in North America. Ascent, they really got to pick it up if they want to be bringing it. If they want to bring it in this tournament, if they want to bring it in ESCA, and if they want to bring it at Rewind, obviously, should be what everybody's going towards, the biggest LAN of the year. It's probably the most it's like, if you win Rewind, you get to say you're the best TF2 team in the world. I mean, people come from all over the globe.
Yeah, definitely.
To play at Rewind. So, it would be nice to see Ascent playing at least a little bit better than they are right now, because Rewind is not that far away, and if you're playing like this, there's not a whole lot of time to practice before you have to step up to the big plate.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is, Banny is, you could easily say that he's the best pocket scout of all time. Mm-hmm. And one of the main reasons for that is he consistently, it's interesting because there will oftentimes be games where he doesn't necessarily have a high KD, but he just does absurd damage as a scout, often just top damaging the server. I mean, more than often when he's in a game as the pocket scout, he's going to have the most damage on the server. So that's really been, honestly, they started with the Yomp Scout Banny Pocket, but Banny on Pocket Scout instead of Pocket Soldier is just the difference in his impact on the game is insane. I mean, he's just so good at it. And Yomp's on Pocket as well. I mean, he's not doing anything that insane. He's just playing aggressively. And that's really all Froyo needs. Like, if you're going to be on Froyo, you have to play aggressively, which is sort of the issue they were having with a previous roster with their pocket, where Yomps is just fearless. I mean, Yomps actually is the most fearless player in TF2, without question. And he shows it on pocket all the time. He's never afraid to just totally open up a situation, and then Banny, Habib, the flank, everyone can just capitalize off of it. And it's working out incredibly well for Froyo, as you can see. I mean, so far, still yet to drop around on this entire tournament. So just well played all around. I mean, Habib having a good game. Really everyone on Froyo, they're having just a good game all around. Everyone played well, and Ascent just, players struggling. Badonsky, doing his best to do damage. Corsa having a decent game. I mean, Marmalu had some good moments, but it's tough to do much on Roamer when you're just in these situations where it's like you have to make a play or you're just going to die. And obviously the chance of making plays in those situations are, much lower than the great chance of just dying is. So, I mean, it's tough for him and just all around not looking good. And I mean, even though Patty top fragged, a lot of times in those fights, you would see like the fight was already over and then he would run in and get like 2 kills on fragging classes when the team was already wiped. So his frags weren't actually impactful. So all around, just, not looking good. They need to switch this up and they need to, do better really on all fronts at the moment.
This is map 2, Snakewater, of the Essentials.TF monthly tournament. It will be the last one if Froyotech take it. They're up 1-0 in this best of 3. So 2 Demo Man arriving in about the same time here. Habib and Badonsky trying to put some damage down into the enemy team. We'll see who wants to get aggressive first. Yomps jumps up, but he's not going to get aggressive with that jump. It's going to be Marmalu trying to get in behind the enemy team. He'll come in a little bit later. Yomps bombing straight onto point. Eric cleans up on his damage, gets the Demo Man frag early. Marmalu from the back lines does get the frag on the medic, and that's going to be really nice. Cookie Jake going down is helpful for Ascent, but what's not helpful is that they lost 4 players in that, and Banny's still on the chase even. He would like to get Nursey in this situation, but Nurse is out with Corsa, and I think she's probably safe.
Yeah, that Froyo aggression is just beautiful, perfect timing. From the overhead, everyone on Froyo just landed on Ascent at the exact same time. It was perfect. But Cookie Jig did go down to the Marmalu flank. So Ascent in a position here to push out. They're going to get the frag on Yomps. Blaze going to try to get the force, but kind of screws the jump up a little, and he's taking a ton of damage. Looks like he won't be able to get the force. Nursey just dancing away, but Banny is running the last, fighting 1v1. He wins. Oh, but Marmalu with the clutch rocket coming in to put an end to that as the Ubers popped off. The Beeb trying to run out, and Corso with the last second meat shot before he gets through the window. So Ascent claims some frags. Cookie Jake only at 50%. So after Ascent gets this cap with the Beeb down and no stickies to worry about, they should be able to just walk in and push out Froyo.
Yeah, you can see they're already trying to do that as they come in here. Marmalu on the flank as well, bombing in onto Cookie Jake, gets 2, but Cookie Jake surfs it really well, and Banny's able to punish the bombing soldier there. Marmalu does get taken down. Yomps and Corsa now fighting, both end up dying here on the second point, and Froyotech left with 5 alive are able to kind of just walk into this second point. Ascent have all left it. They know that they're at a disadvantage in this fight. At Uber, it also had players now. It's about 20% ad, so I don't think Froyotech are going to push in, but they're actually leading in with Banny. Yes, they are going to want to go with this. They're getting pretty deep here. Haven't popped it yet, which is nice, but to see the sniper take a bit of spam, they are going to have to pop it. Nursey popping hers in kind. She does get it in time, so not the end of the world for Froyotech. They're going to have to win this post-Uber fight if they want to make anything happen here. Patty again gets really aggressive, but Banny able to shut him down. Again, Patty all alone, not really able to do anything when he's separated from his team like that. So that's going to be an unsuccessful push in, and Froyotech are still sitting on second.
Yeah, Banny running in, just going for the sack play. Yom's trying to peek in as well, taking a ton of damage, and actually Eric in onto the point. He took out Badonsky, and he's getting a bit of time, just distracting, and the Heavy was left alone. Everyone turned around to go for Eric, who's still alive. Oh no, the Blaze Bomb comes in. Massive damage from these soldiers. If Ascent gets the respawns, it's possible they could win this, but it's just
Patty.
a scout. Plays weak. Patty trying to do his best to hit shots. He does take out the soldier, and Cookie Jake alone, he gets the frag out of Patty, but Nursey will actually get the saw and get that Uber just 25% quicker because of it. Banny in lower. He's looking for an opportunity to try to get into last here. Maybe get the back cap or the flank. He's on to Badonsky. Huge damage. Badonsky down, and Banny's still alive on the bats. Corsa trades it out for 1, but Banny's still just running around. He's just such a nuisance, and the back cap goes off from Eric. Just total chaos from Froyo, just showing no fear to just go in and try to make something happen wherever any individual player could spot the opening. I mean, Banny just getting in behind and getting onto Badonsky, distracted, and no one aware that Eric would be in behind too. Just Froyo with the chaos flanks, and it pays off.
Marmalu's so sad after that last point. He got the frag on Eric, but he capped it while the rocket was in the air, so it didn't count. The kill there, wasn't able to stop the point getting counted. So here we go, mid number 2, Froyotech lead 1-0. Ascent still have not gotten a round in this tournament against this team. Ascent trying to put some spam down onto Eric, got him pretty low. Blaze in the back lines as well, taken down by Marmalu, went back for him. Yomps kind of up aggressively as well. Banny across his point. Slemnish getting aggressive. Marmalou with a big bomb does get taken down by Corsa. Slemish so low, he should be taken down here, but he's waiting for an arrow for his medic. Does get it, but Eric and Habib are just focusing these players that are on the point. Now they all have to run away, and Corsa's so hurt. Nursey's left alone with him, and Vanny's going to be chasing both of them. If he can win this Scout 1v1 against a healed Scout, that would be big enough to kill Nursey, but with the Demo Man in, Nursey pops her Uber Charge off, so they're willing to pop it off for that, so they get the frag on Habib, but still not what they wanted.
Yeah, that's so worth it, though, from Habib to just trade his life there to get the Uber Force, because now Cookie Jake 100%, they're going to be waiting for the respawn. Actually, they're just going to go, Froyo, no fear. 2 scouts, they take out Patty, but they do pop it off. It might be tough to get any more. Corsa weak in the lobby. Actually, Marmalou caught out, he goes down, and the scouts are still hunting. They're just in left, doing huge damage. Slemish weak, he goes down. Soldier bombing in, Blaze, and Nursey retreats to the spawn. They're going to be alive. Badonsky potentially caught out. Just the aggression from Froyo. Habib was down. They don't care. He capped 2. It's just the scouts just running through them. Oh my god. Just the sheer scout aggression. Just, oh man, that's just way too much for Froyo to handle. I mean, that's just fearless team play, which is really the exact opposite of what Ascent are doing. On that mid, you can see exactly what's going wrong for Ascent. They send in like 1 soldier at a time. They're not supporting him. He goes down, and then one guy tries to do something. It's just, they have to do something as a team here, and they're not.
They're just losing too many fights here. Ascent trying to win this one at least. This is the 3rd mid fight up against Froyotech. See how this one ends up playing out. Froyotech have done very well on these mids so far, and they're going to start off with a Blaze Bomb straight onto Nurse. You got a lot of damage down onto her. Nobody finding the follow-up, and Blaze does go down the back lines. Patty's so low and does end up being cleaned up by Yomp, so that's 1 down on each side now. Vanny's still getting aggressive. Slemness so low, does get pistoled down by Eric. That leaves only 4 alive, and Ascent got to start thinking about retreating here. Froyotech already got a lot of time on the point, but I'm bombing into this choke area. Of course, Badonsky so low. Everybody on Ascent, and Banny's in perfectly timed to get the frag on Marmalou as Habib follows up onto Nursey. So with only Badonsky still here on second, he's having a retreat back to last. And again, another mid-fight win for Froyo.
Yeah, once again, Ascent just not finding anything here. Of course, trying to maybe get a pick and just slow them down, but now Ascent being relegated to last, they're hopefully going to get some off classes here if they want any shred of hope to defend this. They're going to try to get these buffs. Corsa's on the sniper, so he's going to go for the magic pick, but Froyo, they're just gearing up to push with this massive Uber.
It's about 70% Uber charge now. Corsa's up on Sniper to maybe try to force it off early or get a miracle pick if at all possible, but he's looking at the wrong door. The Uber charge is coming in through Shutter on the right-hand side, popping off immediately onto Banny and Habib as well. Get a bit of this Uber charge. Banny again, just using it to run to point. Now that some people are trying to contest, now he pops out. Now he gets all the frags he needs to. Eric and Yomps get one apiece as well. Marmalou jumping around the place, but having to face so many players, I mean, Blaze is on him, Eric as well. Froyotech, they just got the players there and they're able to cap it 3-0.
Ascent just so divided on that last. They had 4 players on one side and Nursey with just Marmalou on the other, so heals not being distributed, players not able to get into spawn to stay alive when that Uber came in, and just total destruction for Froyo on that push, just perfectly executed again, and so far, just seeing no trouble in this game at all.
Froyotech now trying to win their 4th round as they've come out here. Been 2 very, very fast ones, the last 2 ones now. Let's see what they want to do with this one. They're going to bomb Yomps in, try to get some damage down onto Marmalou again. Yomps goes down pretty early. Usually Ascent do get these early frags, but they don't often follow it up very well. Slemish on Scout does get taken down by Banny. Badonsky did pipe down Eric, and this is going to maybe go in Ascent's way. Blaze the poor bomb does get taken down by Corsa. Still both medics left alive, and Froyotech are backing off, which means it's going to be an Ascent mid.
That came down to just Badonsky had a I don't give a heck mid. I could tell by the way he played that mid that he is silently mad and he's just sick of this this nonsense at this point. He just walked forward fearlessly with the pipes and just put out huge damage and they won. So Badonsky just stepping up there, just not having any more of it, and he just is going to put the team on his back. And now Ascent finally, for the first time, in a position to maybe push last, but they're going to need to get some kind of pick, Uber Force, something like that.
Yeah, at least they have an opportunity here, and that's going to be a big pick onto Eric. Him going down to Patty, who was up on Sniper to try to make something happen, but Ascent in a position now where they can try to sack somebody in, maybe go for the pop. They haven't done either of those yet, but now they're pushing forward on this right-hand side. They've gotten Slemnish in, and they got the frag on a Blaze, too, so they lose their Slemnish Scout, but got the pick at the exact same time. So now it's a 5v5. That player did respawn, but Marmalou going down. They've walked in on this left-hand side. They look like they want to use it, but it's going to be a bit of a poor position. Now they've chosen to back off once again. Eric is in on the team, but he does get cleaned up by Patty, who is now playing Soldier. So this is going fairly well for the Ascent crew. Maybe that's the change they needed. Slownish.
Yeah, wow, that would be something. They might be a little better if they played their mains. Well, it's thinking. All right, so Ascent, they're in the lobby right now. Eric is down. They have no off classes, so I'm assuming they're going to go for some sort of sack play here. Marmalou just going to fly in and try to hit some classic directs. His rockets are pretty insane, so I'm assuming he'll maybe be going for something like that, and then, you know, maybe course snipes. Lemnish is a pretty sick sniper as well, so a lot of options here as to how they want to play this.
Yeah, just kind of taking their time right now. I'm not sure if you can see the time on the stream, but there is 20 minutes remaining in this match, almost T. So here comes a big bomb in by Marmalou, very fast, skipping in, doesn't really get anything. Corsa, Slemnish, all going down at the exact same time. They're getting nothing for it. Now Blaze has already worked his way in. He's so fast on this response. Banny trying to chase them out. Blaze is going to go in through this window, and Saw is right on top of Nursey. Does get cleaned up. Nursey with a good serve, down to only 30 HP, but doesn't have the pop through the charge.
Yeah, Ascent, they're going to be backing up to mid here, but they actually have an opportunity to now push too. That was a smart play from Blaze. He just didn't hit the big damage rockets. So now Ascent, they're going to have an opportunity to push into 2 here. They're going to go from Saw, Sticky's up from the B, but Hume getting knocked away. Yomp's trying to get spammed from the pipe. Banny is picking a Marmalou who went for the bomb, and now Ascent, they're going to be backing off. They are going to try to hold this mid for sure, though, as they are 5v6 even Ubers here. And Froyo, where they want to push, that's in their hands at the moment. But it looks like they might just stalemate it out due to maybe the time factor, perhaps.
There's still 19 minutes on the clock, so I don't think it's going to be time that allows them to stalemate it out. Because, of course, if you get 5 rounds as well, the game will end for you. So, yeah, we can still see players jumping around here. Corsa kind of caught out a little bit too aggressive on the flank, taken care of by the Stickies of Habib. So, again, they've made themselves a 1-player advantage. Slemnish is up on snipers. This could be problematic if somebody tries to bomb in. There's no scouts on the side of Ascent to stop these bombers, but regardless, Blaze kind of went in through kitchen and did get denied, so he's going to have to retreat back for now. If he wants to go again, he's going to have to face a respawning Corsa, and he chooses against it. So now eyes are on Slemnish as he's looking to get a pick through window.
Yeah, Ascent just getting some spam through Saw and waiting on Slemnish to see what he can do. Slemnish sniper is no joke whatsoever, so Froyo are going to be trying to avoid these sight lines and just maintain the spam so he can't get a good peek in. He's going to be looking through the Saw, and Yomps is on the pipe. Now we're going to rotate to window. The favorite spot of a sniper here on this map is scout through the window, but actually Habib gets a pick on a Slemnish with the spam, so now Froyo with an opportunity to push.
Yeah, they've taken care of the sniper. We'll see how they want to play this one. Try to get back in on this middle point. Eric and Blaze in this Saw. If they want to try to get aggressive here, it's only Marmalou trying to defend right now. And Blaze has worked his way in behind at the exact same time. Danny's trying to push forward. They get Eric with a sticky trap, but Donsky ends up winning that one. And Blaze is actually fighting Slemnish off that respawn. Slemnish seemingly winning this one. Danny does take down Patty, however, over where the fighting's happening. So with Blaze going down, that makes it a 4-on-5. If you're counting the numbers, 4 on the side of Froyotech. So they're in a little bit sticky position. Nursey taking a lot of spam as she walks into yard. Does have to pop that Uber charge off, but she's got a couple of players with their Forza trying to run forward, but they can't really get this Forza to Cookie Jake at this point. Nobody's in position at all. Nursey's made her way out of the second point. Marmalou is hiding in behind, so maybe he can save the day, but still tough position for Ascent.
Yeah, that is some very weak-minded, let's say, play from Ascent there. They're playing a little too passive. As they come in with the Uber, they manage to get a pick onto Yomps. It's 3 Froyo players on point, and they just run. I don't know, just a big mistake. And that results with Cookie Jake having a massive ad. Marmalou does get a 1-for-1 trade, but Froyo, huge ad. I'd imagine they'd want to push, but they seem content just holding.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they've got fairly large overcharge advantage, as you were talking about. But they're not moving, so I guess preparing for the Europeans they're going to face on LAN, I guess, is just sitting on second, adopting some playstyles here, as now Nursey's going to be up at 100% overcharge. So, yeah, we're still on this point, and Marmalou's trying to get aggressive and Saw maybe. Corsa in here as well. just going to be waiting for somebody to sack in. They don't have a sniper anymore. Slumnish obviously swapped off of that class, so they got to do something else if they want to make things happen.
Yeah, it looks like Marmalou maybe opting to go through the window here, just watching it for now. And I mean, someone's got to do something because time is a factor. Yep, Marmalou, who he is in, gets one good. Oh my God, 2 huge rockets. Wow, he actually goes down to Patty. So big play there from Marmalou. Man, I can't believe Cookie Jake didn't pop. He got so low. Just fearless from him to hold on to that. He grabs the pack, and now the Uber is going to come in. Oh no, he drops the stickies, and that's total disaster. Percent Froyo going to clean up these frags, and just Slumnish and Badonsky trying to hold on in the cell room, but they're going to try to get out there with their lives, and Cookie Jake going to be building up this Uber, as Froyo should have a relatively easy time getting into mid here. Patty in behind goes down, and then now Froyo, they should be able to just walk in.
Yeah, Marmalou's putting some spam down, but I mean, there's really nobody here on the side of Ascent. This isn't going to be a fight at all. They're just ready to get back out. Force is on Sniper, so maybe he could hit a really big shot here if they don't expect it, but they see the Sniper now, I believe, so they should be playing in order to counter that with their positioning, and it seems like they have Force's back off over to second, so they're going to have that if they want to try to defend second here. They are at a pretty sizable Uber disadvantage, about 25 now, because Cookie Jake's building is not going so great, but Froyotech, if they want to push in here, they certainly have the opportunity. 90 on Cookie Jake. All the players are nice and buffed up. Ascent are still sitting on the second, and they're fairly passive because they kind of expect this push to come in. But with Nursey already at 85, and Froyotech not really looking like they want to get aggressive, I think Ascent are going to come back out here and play a little more aggressive.
Yeah, Froyo potentially going to just be content holding mid as they were holding 2 previously. Just stall this out till the end times. And Marmalou, he's in window, but he's going to back out of there, just waiting on Corsa to get a pick. And then it's going to be tough to push mid Sniper, but I mean, that's going to be what they're going to have to do. As time is draining away, it felt like only moments ago it was 19 minutes, now 13. Blaze in for the bomb. One rocket. Oh my God, how are these frags happening? Blaze with the fat rocket onto Corsa, and Froyo, they want to come in right now. Ascent players, they're getting in there. Ubers are going to be traded just outside of Saw.
Yeah, they're flashing a lot of players on both sides. Nurses is going to fade a little bit faster than Cookie Jake's, but nobody's really focusing down Nurse. They went after Slumnish instead, and now Patty's in a really rough spot. He's going to get taken down unless he miracle escapes there. They choose to take down Marmalou instead, trades it out for Yomps. Patty did survive somehow and ran back to last that lower area, so points going to get exchanged. Froyotech will be taking off that second cap, but still even Uber charges more or less on both sides. Fanny kind of getting aggressive here in lobby, but it's just a slow and steady grind for Froyotech, and I do mean slow and steady.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're winning the fights where it counts. Blaze with a huge bomb in there. He did so much damage, the distraction, just excellent play from him, and the result in Froyo going to be holding on to Ascent's second point. Slumnish is on the Sniper. He's going to be peeking from the right-hand side into lobby, but Froyo is content just sitting on 2 building up right now. Have no presence in lobby whatsoever.
Yeah, 90% Cookie Jake is about to have his Uber charge, so as soon as they get that, I'm sure they're going to be content to get aggressive into the Ascent players. Slumnish is pushed pretty far forward on Sniper here. If anybody peeks that sight line, they are risking their dome being shot off, so 100% on both medics now. Slumnish took a shot, but wasn't able to connect with anything. Not finding any frags. Eric can just run forward, eats a lot of damage, and pipe from Badonsky ends up finishing him off. I hear a headshot ring out. It is onto Habib. So with this damage and this 1-pick advantage, Ascent might be able to do something, either get a player in or pop in on Corsa. That almost looks to be like what they want to do, but they're having trouble getting out of this area. They get the frag on a Blaze. Okay, this should definitely be something from them. Both Froyotech's players respawning at Ascent. Okay, finally they're going to pop it off now. Going to be focusing down Habib, but he is going to get flashed by Cookie Jake. That's not going to be great. Nursey almost getting juggled here in this lobby area, but able to retreat back. So just sort of Uber charges being exchanged by both teams. They got the foresight of Cookie Jake, and that's going to at least allow things to settle down.
Yeah, but the problem for Ascent is when they just get a trade like that and there's no change in the game, now they just have to wait to get this Uber again and then go for something, but that's going to drain a minute every time it happens. Right now, 11.5 minutes left, and time is clearly on Froyo's side, so plays like that aren't actually favorable for Ascent in any way, and Marmalou's going to be on the spy here. He's going to try to open something up.
And, oh, did he just bump? Oh, oh no. Marmalou, yeah, he eats a rocket, and finally this gets taken down by Yomp. So unlucky spy play there, just runs into some players, and Froyotech, they're looking to get a little bit aggressive off this. They're going to lose Banny, but the frag on Badonsky, that's pretty big. Habib able to get him with those stickies. That's going to be no more stickies on this last point, and Froyotech are looking to get in with that. They've at least pushed Blaze in. He's going to be focusing down Nurse to get the damage down to Patty, but otherwise not getting a whole lot. Slemnish does take him down fairly cleanly. Slemnish still getting aggressive, maybe underneath, but not really finding any players. So, I mean, still nothing's going on, but as you said, that's not really good for Ascent in this situation. They're down by 3 points. That time is ticking away. We're just over 10 minutes remaining. So at some point, Ascent have got to move.
Yeah, frankly, they've done a poor job of playing the time on both maps now. Annie is up on the spy here, and this could actually be incredibly ill-timed for Ascent if they make a move now, as Banny's just walking on the last. And that's a cap right there. Unless Badonsky gets Badonsky on it, and they get back in time. Patty's going to help him out. But Habib gets a pick on a Marmalou. Banny's just still distracting, and Yomp's getting a pick while Corsa was on the second point, so actual opportunity here for Froyo to maybe push, but no, they're going to be contentious holding in lobby, and that Banny spy did pay off in that fight, and that he just drew players back and distracted. And look at all the cap time now. The problem is, if Ascent pushes again, they have to be so scared of this back cap that they might just be leaving a player on last, which will make the fight that much harder.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Banny's staying on the spy class, but Marmalou was just on spy and spawn as well, and he was definitely checking for that Banny spy. So they know he's coming in now. He's moved his way sort of onto the point now. Some damage down onto Nursey as well. Banny's just gonna he's just gonna decloak on point and try to get it. But Badonsky's right there, so that's not gonna pay off for Banny, but it does turn Ascent over. They're gonna have to turn around and focus on that. That might open things up for Habib or somebody. Habib did get a quick frag in there, but eventually dies, ending his 10 kill streak. Corsa as he gets him with the pistol. So finally, Ascent are getting off of their last point, moving on to second. But just like on last time when they managed to accomplish this feat, there's so much more to go.
Yeah, Froyo just going for a fearless last cap play there, just sending their entire team at it and leaving Cookie Jake out, which, honestly, I like that play. I think it's pretty smart. And Ascent, they're going to be going through Kitchen. Uber popped on the course, so Cookie Jake pops his as well. Badonsky in the air, Yomps as well. They do get that pick on Badonsky. And now Nursey and Corsa are kind of trapped on the point with Froyo players everywhere around them. Banny launched in the air, gets taken out by a nice rocket from Marmalou. Yomps trades that one back, though, and Patty just jumping away as Blaze on the chase. He does get the pick on a Patty. Huge rocket from Blaze, and he manages to survive. Slemnish on a Cookie Jake. So low, Slemnish pick. And now it's just Corsa in there alone. He does get the pick onto Habib, but Froyo, they're going to end up winning that fight in the end. Badonsky go down so early. A lot less damage available for Ascent to get off on Froyo in that fight because of it. And he's going to be at last right now, just waiting for his team to respawn.
Yeah, because that last pick got in onto Cookie Jake, I mean, that's going to mean that Froyotech are going to have a much tougher time now that they're on the second point. I think they're probably going to have to just back off of it as a center all here. Now, you have to watch out for Banny because he is hiding, and he's winning the 1v1 against Slemnish. He's running back to last, but now there's a lot of players on him, and he shouldn't survive here. Of course, it does end up with that final frag, but oh my god, that was a long-range rocket on the Nursey. Yomps finds that one, and suddenly there's 3 players down on the side of Ascent. They've got their scouts still trying to fight here on 2 because they know they can't afford to lose at this point, just giving it all they got on this fight. But I mean, Eric Scott heals Blaze with a major rocket, gets a second one on a Slemnish, but at least Corsa gets Cookie Jake before he falls to Eric.
Yeah, pretty disastrous beginning of the fight for Ascent. Actually, Eric is in the last round. He's just going to try to run in onto the point, fighting Badonsky, but Patty's here. Eric's super weak, and Banny in as well. All these Froyo players are in, but they're weak, but they're getting the frags 4 times on the point, and they just get the cap as Blaze bombs in. Another round for the side of Froyo. This is just not going well at all for Ascent. It's possible Froyo will win this tournament, having lost no rounds whatsoever. And, I mean, Patty likes to talk about his Froyo destroying strategies. Corn Pop, I'd like to see him.
Now would be the time to pull those out, definitely, when you're 1 round away from losing the entire tournament, not having gotten a single round yet. We'll see how this mid-fight goes off. It is 4-0 for Froyotech and 6:48 on that clock. Yomps the big bomb in, getting a lot of damage on the Badonsky, and Corsa Blaze follows that up onto his own damage, and now Badonsky, Slemnish, Marmalou all dying. Cookie Jake got the 3rd one with a crossbow. They lost their soldiers, Froyotech did, but I mean, they're still fighting here. Nursey's kind of in a tough spot as she's separated from her players. We get a little bit of STV lag, but Patty's dealing a lot of damage to Eric, eating a lot himself. Nursey, I don't even know why she's still in. She's going for the Uber saws, but I mean, at that point, you're so out of position compared to the rest of your team. nobody's capped a mid yet, and Patty's kind of around his back lines, but he's just getting thrown around by Habib, and eventually Habib wins that one. Slemnish loses the 1v1 to Eric. I mean, it's just a complete disaster. Froyotech, again and again and again, they're winning the fights.
Yeah, this is, frankly, this is a masterclass of the current meta of TF2 from Froyo. I've never seen play this good in this meta. They're doing everything perfectly. Yomps is just playing so well on the pocket, on what the pocket rule is in this current meta, which is just opening up space for your team and doing damage. It's not like the pocket of old where you'd get these, crazy KDs and that sort of thing. It's just, he's playing it so well, and Banny's pocket scout is incredible. I mean, Blaze playing, it's just all around. Froyo is just playing the best TF2 I've seen in this current meta in this tournament right now, in preparation for Rewind 2. They're in it last year. This could certainly be it as Ascent. They're all grouped up by that truck. Blaze in doing damage. Corsa Heavy gonna try to stall this out. Yomps with a frag, Eric with a frag. Podolsky launched into the air, and this is gonna be it for Ascent. Just Marmalou alone. He goes down. And as I said, just a master class of playing this meta by Froyotech.
Froyotech scaring the world as they're showing their skills in this monthly tournament here. Not dropping a single round. I mean, this tournament had most of the best teams from North America. It had Ascent, it had Swift, it had a Velocity mixed team. So, I mean, this was basically everybody who could have taken down Froyotech was fighting for it, and none of them even came close. Froyotech completely dominating their opponents, and looking forward at Rewind, I mean, the only team that will be playing at Rewind that we didn't see fighting against Froyotech in this tournament is Seven. It's the Europeans, and if they're watching this tournament, I can imagine that they're maybe feeling a little scared after this.
Yeah, I mean, that Ascent team just looked disjointed and confused throughout, where Froyo just so solid. There was never a point where it felt like for anyone individually or as a team on Froyo was indecisive at any point today. And you could just tell on Ascent, just they had no real rhyme or reason to a lot of their mids. It just felt like certain players would be going for plays at one point in time and they wouldn't get the support, or it just seemed like nothing was going right for them and everything was going right for Froyo. Froyo just, again, I don't know how many times I can say it. That is some of the best TF2 I've ever seen, and certainly in this meta, that is the best TF2 I've ever seen. So congratulations to them for winning the first of many Essentials.TF monthly tournaments, and that $600 first prize.
Absolutely. Good job by Froyotech to be able to pull that one out. We can take a look at the stats real quick. I mean, I think when you highlight by damage, it really shows what was going on. You were talking about this earlier, how Banny, he plays Scout, and he just somehow manages to completely top damage the server like 9 times out of 10. If you sort by damage and Banny was playing, he's going to be the one at the top. He's hitting 325, which is very nice. Next one below him is 285 from Habib. And then it's a Scout partner, Eric, who maybe doesn't get enough credit or doesn't really shine standing next to Banny, but is a very good Scout in his own right. Then finally, you see some Ascent players, Podolsky, Corsa, Marmalou, all the rest. And if you sort by kills, it's much the same story. Banny up with the most frags in the server, 24. Eric not far behind at only 18. And Marmalou tying him with 18 as well. So Froyotech just completely dominating. I mean, it's a 5-0 roll. This is the type of stuff you're going to see. There's the almost doubling Cookie Jake's deaths was 7-4. Cookie Jake played well. Obviously, the medic, not the defining player necessarily on Froyotech, swapping out Cookie Jake for Shade. But Cookie Jake still played well enough to allow Froyotech to have such a dominating result.
Cookie Jake is one of the best medics of this last era of TF2. So despite all that Fortnite he's playing, he's still got it. And one thing I would say as well is, I think if you go back in recent history of the Froyotech since Habib has joined the team, when you see the stat lines where it's Banny and Habib at the top, that is always a win. When Banny and Habib are playing that well, it's game over. It feels like every single time. So much of the same that we've seen today. And, just all around, Eric and Blaze just playing well on the flank. I mean, one player to highlight from Ascent, really the only player, still Marmalou. I mean, he did a good job making plays. He got some of what felt like the only picks onto Cookie Jake throughout that, and, highest kills on the side of Ascent. So he did what he could. But, I mean, in the long run, it's just when you look at the big picture, when you widen out the lens, it's, a lot more to it than just a roamer. So just tough game, tough game, and just incredible play from Froyo. There's really nothing more than that to say.
Absolutely. I think we're talking to the teams. You might get some players in here for some interviews. So don't go anywhere. Of course, we are still going to be looking at some stats and then getting probably the Froyo players, but maybe some Ascent guys as well in here, and we can have a talk with them. I mean, I certainly want to know what's going through Froyotech's head after a match like that, and just in the season in general and in the North American scene. With a team so dominant, you got to wonder, like, how do they feel in regards to all of this? What does their competition need to do to change things up? Because at this point, I mean, every single game that Froyotech plays ends up like this. I mean, if Ascent can't do it, they played Swift already in ESCA, they weren't able to do it. Tomorrow they play Velocity in ESCA, so I mean that'll be probably the last test before Rewind. If anybody's going to be able to stop Froyotech in the North American scene.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, this week, it's already here in Santa Ana, California. The Rewind LAN is going to be taking place this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the grand finals. And you're not going to want to miss that at all. It is going to be the best teams in TF2 at LAN, an international LAN at that, the best of North America, and the best current team in Europe 7. So that is the TF2 you want to see. It's going to be a pretty incredible event. And that's going to be, as I said, all of next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been talking up about how all of these teams, I mean, they're just falling to Froyotech. Like, Froyotech's this giant monster. And don't get me wrong, I mean, Froyotech's very good. They are certainly a monster. But on LAN, things can be kind of different, you know? Everybody's got zero ping. Everybody's playing at the peak of their game. I'm not going to make any excuses like, oh, Ascent lost because they had high ping. Clearly, that wasn't the case. But I think at LAN, things sort of even out a little bit more. The very top of the top are able to shine more. And so I think that'll be really exciting to see once we get to LAN. Once we see the Europeans playing up against Froyotech, I mean, I'm sure they've been prepping for this LAN. The last real international tournament was Rewind just over a year ago. So ever since then, I think North America has kind of been holding the championship title for best continent in the world, if you want to call it that. And I know for a fact 7 are going to want to take that crown back as they had it the previous year. So, yeah, obviously that's going to be a really, really close game or close tournament in general. And of course on Team Fortress TV, I mean, the regular TF2 season as well is always a blast. Even when you're not watching Froyotech, I mean, there's a lot of competition that goes down in the mid levels of TF2 and at the high levels. Froyotech have close games every now and again, not in this tournament, but generally in the season overall when people know there's more money on the line and you're playing with a specific team for a really long amount of time. It's not going to be just a mix of invite players playing pyro and stuff. There's a lot of cool battles that can go on in the midst of invite.
Yeah, absolutely. The ESCA season is in full swing right now. I believe we're coming up on week 3 of 8, so still a whole lot of action to catch up on. And this tournament itself, of course, as we said, it's going to be a monthly affair of $1,000 every month, which is pretty amazing. So you can sign up for that. Just look for it to happen next month. Anyone can sign up. We had, I think, like 40 teams or so, which is relatively high, actually. That's pretty good for one of these one-off sort of tournaments. So a lot to look forward to.
Absolutely. I mean, 40 teams is really, really great to see. I think initially they had the cap at like 32, and they had to raise it because there were so many teams that wanted to play. So I think that's awesome. And you alluded to this earlier, but there will be more monthly tournaments. That's the key word in that is monthly. So every month we will be having 2 of these tournaments, even one in North America and one for Europe. Happening probably 4 weeks from now. I don't know the exact dates. I don't think it's set in stone, but be sure to follow along on Essentials.TF, the Twitter and stuff, and I'm sure you will be alerted when all that goes down. If this was your first time watching competitive TF2, I know we were up on that front page of Twitch, so I assume we got a lot of new viewers in onto the scene, and I hope you did enjoy what you were watching. This maybe wasn't the closest games you were watching, but I mean, if you were watching yesterday as well when we were up there, I mean, those were some really, really good games we had between the sort of the mid-level teams in the TF2 scene. I remember specifically like Hooligans versus Velocity Black. That was one you and I watched, Mela, and that one was really, really close. So there's a lot of fun that can be had watching competitive TF2. And yeah, congratulations to Froyotech for winning this tournament and winning their $600. That's $100 a player.
Now, before we keep on delaying to find out if we're having an interview, is there any more news on if we have an interview?
I have not heard anything, so we're still just waiting. He said we might 8 minutes ago, and that's where we at.
Interesting, very interesting. Well, I think we've previewed everything. There's so much coming up.
Oh, all lies.
Oh.
We're gonna end it now.
I'm done stalling.
We've baited you for too long. We're not gonna have any interviews tonight. But again, I thank you for watching, and I hope you did have fun. My name's been Corp Pop, and I've been in and out here with Mela. Of course, we've had a whole bunch of casters and producers over the weekend. Azazel Console doing great work here, as well as on the casting booth. Eckstein and Tambo were on earlier today. Marcus and Rowe were here yesterday. So from all of us over at Essentials.TF and the TF2 community as a whole, we thank you for watching our stream, and we'll see you next time.